I'm Trish. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I am going to make pasta sauce. This is marinara, and while you can absolutely make this from garden fresh ingredients, I want to acknowledge that not everybody has a garden. There have been recent times for us that we have lived in a very small condo or even a camp trailer for several months, and we did not have the place to grow a garden. And since the economy is a little weird right now and unpredictable, I wanted to show you an easy way to make pasta sauce using your deep pantry items. For me, I am going to use the diced tomatoes. I have lots and lots of canned tomatoes. It's a really easy item to stock up on. I bought these on sale for 35 cents each, and I'm going to make a lot of sauce. I always have minced garlic, but you can use garlic powder if you prefer. I'm going to put in some oregano and a little bit of thyme. I think it makes it kind of unique that way. I also have some Splenda brown sugar. This is the secret for me. I think that sauce tastes so much better with a little bit of sweetness to it. Now, with all of my recipes, you can make them to suit your own family's preferences. For us, I'm going to add sliced mushrooms. You are welcome to put in sausage or hamburger or anything that you like. I also add some shredded carrot. It's a good way to sneak in a little extra fiber and you can't taste it at all. So let's get started. Okay, first we'll put these in a blender. If you get a good deal on it, you can also use tomato puree. I don't recommend tomato sauce because that has other things added to it that you might not care for. I like to start with plain tomatoes, so either the diced or tomato puree or something from the garden. I'm going to add a spoonful of minced garlic. So this is probably about 3 cloves worth. Wouldn't be Italian if it didn't have oregano seasoning. And that's about a teaspoon worth. And then I like to put in a little bit of thyme. And I'm going to add about a teaspoon worth of that as well. I do this in the blender as opposed to over the stove because the steam from the pot makes my herbs and spices kind of stick together and they don't flow out of the containers so well. If I do need to add it to something that's already simmering, I put it into its own bowl first and add it from a bowl, not from the storage container. So for this amount of tomato, I am going to add about 2 teaspoons of brown sugar. You can also use maple syrup, honey, you can use white sugar. Brown sugar is my favorite. I didn't mention it before, but I'm also going to add a little bit of salt. This is optional. Not everyone wants this in their diet, and that's okay. You can do without if you prefer it that way. I like salt almost as much as I like butter. So we'll put that on and we'll set it to blend. Next, we're going to slice up our mushrooms. If you are in the habit of juicing your own carrots, you know that it leaves a lot of pulp behind. And what do you do with all the carrot pulp? Well, this is a good place to put it. I also sneak it into other things as well. Not always carrot cake. I find that red sauces are a good place to hide vegetables. You can put green peppers in if you have some of those on hand. Almost any vegetable will work out just fine if you're looking to add a little extra nutrition to it. I think the mushrooms bulk it up a little bit, as does the carrot. This gives it a meatier taste and makes it seem a little more filling. As promised, I'm going to add a handful of baby carrots. And this doesn't change the taste any. It just makes it seem a little thicker and richer. And it's a good way to get carrots into family members that are not as vegetable friendly as I am. One last thing that I'd like to add before I put it on the stove to simmer is onion powder. You can add fresh onion, and a lot of people do. I have kind of a texture issue with that, so I like onion powder, and it's shelf stable. So this is something that you could put into your deep pantry and make a fresh sauce in the middle of winter or during an economic hardship. I added about a tablespoon. Okay, now we're going to put it in a pot on the stove to simmer. I'm going to add our blended tomatoes, carrot, and spices. Isn't that beautiful? It already looks like something that we'd want to eat. And then I'll turn it on low heat. Now this is a point of controversy, I know. I'm going to add the mushrooms raw to this. You can cook them. If you want to saute them with the onion and the garlic, you're perfectly welcome to do so. I am trying to make this as healthy as possible, and I'm going to add these raw and leave them be. I'll give this a stir to make sure that my mushrooms are covered. It smells so good. And we'll put the lid on it and set our timer for 20 minutes. Our pasta sauce has been simmering on low for a total of 30 minutes. You really can't overdo it. You can let it simmer for an hour if you have that much time. I've uncovered it for the last 10 minutes and let some of the moisture is evaporated, and I feel like that's going to give it a better consistency. So now I'm going to let it cool, and I'm going to put it into freezer bags, and this will be a really easy make ahead warm up thing that I can do on a busy Tuesday night. When I prep ahead for my freezer, I make sure that I put the date that I prepared this food on the bag and then write what it is. My husband does not like mushrooms, and he would be unhappy to grab and thaw the mushroom marinara. So there's a plain version in there for him right now. This makes life so much easier. When I have a busy day and I just want to throw something on the table, but I don't want fast food, I can easily microwave this and have pasta ready. It takes about 8 minutes, both to thaw this and to cook pasta, and put that on the table with a salad or some green beans, and we have a delicious homemade meal with very little effort. Now that you know how to make the base of the marinara, you can make it to suit you. This is really flexible and interchangeable to suit your taste. I put mushrooms in because that's what I like and added a little extra carrot, but you can put meat in it. I've also sometimes used spinach or squash, sometimes eggplant. So there's really no end to the possibilities. We'll put this in here, let it finish cooling, and then I'll put it in the freezer. Our mushroom marinara is all ready for the freezer. This will last about 6 months in the freezer, and I deliberately freeze it in a smaller sized bag because I'm not going to need that much. I only need 1 or 2 servings at a time, and it's easier to just thaw part of it. It's a very interchangeable dish. You can put this on top of spaghetti, on top of ravioli, you can make a lasagna with it, and I've even used it on pizza. So I hope this makes your life a little bit easier. I hope you give it a try and that you absolutely love it. Let me know in the comments.